Hello, Supercars in Seconds here. Super windy today, so I'm going to sit inside the car to do my little introduction here. We're sitting inside a 2020 Bentley Flying Spur. This is in a colour called Ice, which is spectacular. Very metallic white with this beautiful linen leather. Is just a beautiful place to be. Today we're going to put her through her paces and see what this new car's all about. So driver's eye view here, just magnificent. It really is beautiful. The quality of all of this chrome work and everything is just fantastic. I got my little view button here so I can change the way that the display looks. I can scroll from screen to screen using these little toggles on the wheel. What's nice is this is actually metal here, and it has the new knurling, they call it, even on the vents, on the little tiny organ stops here that open and close the vents. Even that has this new multifaceted knurling. And it's absolutely everywhere throughout the car. Really very beautiful. The big display, of course, is just magnificent. They've really given us an amazing car. This particular car is in a color called Ice, which is very beautiful. It'll say that on the sticker here in the top left. The linen leather is very beautiful. And then all of the options there, they mount up very quickly, of course, but they really complete the car, and that's what's nice about such a bespoke vehicle. You can really make it exactly how you want it. As you'd expect from a Bentley, all of the speaker grills are just beautiful leather, right the way down to the floor, everywhere. No use of harder plastics anywhere, as you might imagine. This little button here is kind of cool. It unfolds the front part of the seat. So the rear part moves in, but the seat doesn't crease as it moves back. That's just one of those mystery things that's way beyond my comprehension. Look at this thing unwinding and the leather doesn't crease. Absolutely beautiful detail. This new center infotainment screen, of course, 12-inch screen across. This is kind of cool here because she has the raising and lowering B, which I showed a little earlier. I've got this here. If I just touch on this, it'll ask me whether I want to conceal it, leave it automatic, which I like, or to have it up permanently. So it's really pretty clever. I'm going to put it on there. So now we've got the on. So when you unlock and lock the car, the winged bee will stand up on the front of the hood. So we have our beautiful gauges there again. I kind of like the sort of rev counter look to it myself, but what do I know? We also have the heads-up display. You might be able to see it here. It might be tricky for the camera to catch it, but it shows me the speed limit for the road just out here, and the vehicle speed as well. Pushing the B on top and sliding it all the way forwards goes into reverse, giving us our 360 view and this super clear, very high definition view as well. As you'd expect in a modern luxury car, or I should say ultra luxury car, all of the great connectivity, and down here you're going to have little hidden away little USB down under there, one for each passenger. 12-volt power further down. You do have wireless charging as well. Lots of great stuff. So back into reverse for a moment, get that camera back. Anyway, back the camera back up. This is pretty interesting. Up by here I have a clean button. That, I'm going to push it here. It washes the rear view camera. Now that's spoiling you, I would say. So going down in our center console, behind the gear lever, we have all of our controls. It's so glossy in here and shiny, it's hard to catch it with the camera. Heated and cooled seats there, of course. Your push button start, again, has that beautiful knurled material around the outside in all different angles. And I'll push the camera so you can perhaps catch these. It says Sport, Bentley, Comfort and Custom. I'm going to turn the outside edge and take it around so Custom illuminates. Then up on the navigation screen, I can edit here. So I'll touch edit, and then I can pick and choose what I like. So I'll just touch engine and gearbox, let's say, and then I can choose how I want that to be and really personalize the car for yourself, and the vehicle then remembers next time you go there. So pushing the B here and pushing the great big heavy is huge. This is a big beautiful gear lever. Pushing it forward into reverse. Up on the screen then we have our backup camera with trajectory. The 360 view is really clear, one of the more clear 360 views. Then I'll push the button top and go back to drive, and now I've got a forward facing camera, so when you're maneuvering you can see That's the nose of the car, of course, about 8 inches clear. And then you have where your tires would go in case there was something in here, then you would know you would hit it. The drive is dominated by that big, heavy weight. Over 5,000 pounds, of course, about 5,360 pounds. The 8-speed automatic was always an automatic before. Now they've gone dual clutch and it reacts so much faster. Particularly mated to this big V12 or W12, I should say. They actually raised the crank about 5 inches, making the engine narrower so they can put it lower down in the frame of the car. Performance-wise, over 200 miles an hour in this car. I'd love to take this powertrain and put it in like a Miata or something. You're going to like dominate the world. I'm going to hit this thing pretty hard here and see how she does. More than you'd expect, I assure you. Man, boy, she's powerful. Oof. It's a very effortless whoosh that 12-cylinder engines always have. But of course, now adding the turbochargers to it just makes it a different animal altogether. So behind these beautiful, they almost look like cut glass, these headlights, absolutely incredible, just beautiful. So behind the famous winged bee, we have this 6-litre W12 engine producing 626 horsepower, but 900 Newton meters of torque, 664 pounds of torque. So yes, she's a big heavy car, 126-inch wheelbase and so on. The wheels are more than 10 feet apart. Absolutely amazing. So really, it's 5 inches further than the previous car. The transmission behind it is an 8-speed dual clutch, which is a new thing for Bentley this in the last year or so. And it really does hustle this big car along. 3.6 seconds to 60 miles an hour onto a top speed of over 200. 207 is what they tell us. So, like all of the Bentley products, forever really, torque is what these engines are about. Let's boot this thing and find out. Oh, gosh, the transmission's amazing. Into Batman's corner, I'm in the sport mode. Boy, it doesn't lean very much, I'll tell you. Unbelievable for such a heavy car. Let's hear it. Man, it's fast. Woof. That's a very naughty speed. Let's try these big 16-inch steel rotors. Incredible. So driving her at more sensible speeds now. The reason the vehicle didn't lean much back there, it has obviously big air struts with suspension on around those, amazing suspension system for such a heavy car. But I have several other systems working at the same time. I have 4-wheel steering to work with the 4-wheel drive, the all-wheel drive system. It's mostly a rear-wheel drive bias, but it can move the power to whichever wheel can handle it the best, and it does it super fast. I also have a 48-volt electric system working with some active anti-roll bars that adjust as the corner is arriving. As the car senses the weight swinging across, it will adjust the car. So coming into our right-hander here, turn the wheel hard, just dead flat. It's really amazing. And the more you push it, it doesn't seem to affect it that much. It almost want to take this car to the track to see, just to see where the limits are. So opening the trunk, of course, the lovely individual letters now on all the Bentleys. So I push the big winged bee, up she goes, revealing this enormous 4-body trunk. Now I've got our battery charger here, which is actually a magnetic charger that goes underneath the bumper edge here, and you just leave the car in. If it's not going to be driven too much, it'll keep the battery topped up. Just a push release 12-volt power in the trunk also. Beautiful carpeting, of course, as you'd expect. Underneath here, we've got one of our batteries again, and the starters and jumpers for the tires. No room for the spare wheel, of course, because the wheels today are just getting so huge. So closing this down, we've got the picture there. We'll just close it down, and it operates very, very quickly. That was a complaint actually on the previous model Flying Spur, that it didn't operate fast enough. So climbing into the back seat, what a place this is. You have your beautiful electric seat controls there, but I'm going to climb inside. Gosh, look at the legroom. I can almost get my feet out straight. It's wonderful. What's a cool detail, I'll show you on the other side. You can see the bluer leather there going across the top. It goes across that pillar and then it comes down on an angle. So if I show you both doors, you can see it swooping down there. Very, very beautiful design. Some of the softer Alcantara, again, this beautiful headrest. Look how soft this thing is. Just incredible. I think I could probably have a nice sleep back here. So you have this little TV screen for each passenger, of course. These are still brand new, of course, all covered in plastic right now. Seating controls, you have everything, including your lumbar support, the rear, even rear headrest controls. Further forward, you have your knurled edge air conditioning controls, and then we move on to the center controller, which does come out in your hand. So this is a pretty fascinating detail in the car. Beautiful glassy screen. I can barely see the reflections on it. I got just here a little menu, so I'll touch that. Then down the side, I've got everything, including the blinds. I can open and close all of the side and rear blinds. You can see the start of one just there. But I can open and close the blinds on the screen. And go back to home. Where's that? That's there. But then I've got this little eject button on it. I don't know if you can see that there. I'll push the eject button and it now comes out in my hand. So I'll put it on my leg here. And now let's adjust my temperature. Let's go a little warmer. That's a little better. Thank you very much. And I'll go over here and I'll touch my seat. And then now I can adjust my temperature, my massage for the rear seats, etc. Then I'm finished with it. Beautiful, again, the metal on the back. This thing is actually very heavy. And then as I touch it back into the car, it'll eventually give me a lock symbol there to show me that it's been accepted. And now it's back in the car. As far as the center console itself, of course, cup holders under a nice leather cover. When you lift this up, again, with a metal handle, of course, they don't miss a trick. We have powered USBs and a 12-volt power. So connectivity in this car is really a totally different level than it used to be in previous Bentleys. Look at that dashboard, isn't that beautiful? So that's the 2020 Bentley Flying Spur. Pretty much ground up new car. It really is an amazing vehicle. Aluminum frame, the dual clutch transmission. They've really brought it into the new century. It is a fabulous, fabulous car to drive. What I could never get across in a video is the weight of all the controls. The steering is heavy. The seats, you just sink right into them. When you're driving the car, you can feel the body moving around and its weight. Super controlled, but it's obviously very heavy. I'd appreciate you subscribing to the channel. I'd love you to be a part of this craziness I do every day. It's really a lot of fun. I'm going to put down here a video I did recently on the new Bentayga SUV from Bentley, comparing it to the previous model so you can see the difference. I thank you. Get a little subscribe button over here. I want you to be a part of it, so please do join us. I'll see you again soon. Thank you.